One of the most fun parts, I think, about living in the Tennessee Valley is that there are so many ways for you to get involved in the fabric of the life here. I know that you might be saying, gosh, by the time I go to work and get my kids to school and run the errands and medical appointments I don't have time for anything else. But let me tell you why you do, because if anyone can do it, it's Mark Hite. He's here this morning with the Mark Hite team, a very, very busy man, and yet you have found a way to once again get involved in the fabric of the life around here.
Yeah, thank you, Julie. That's very kind. You know, it's been a challenging couple of years, but now fall is here, and we've had a really good year despite a really turbulent real estate market.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to take an opportunity to give back to the community and say thank you.
You do that a lot, this idea, and I think it's worth saying that life kind of becomes the habit you let it become. So if you find ways to give back, it becomes easier and easier to do it. So this weekend, right?
Yes.
You're going to be at the Barn Nursery?
Yep, Local Mark is meeting up or pairing up with the largest locally owned nursery at the Barn. The Websters, yep, Lily's going to be there too.
Oh, cute.
Yes, so Saturday morning from 10 to 1. Real easy as you talk about working into your schedule.
Yeah.
Just drive by the barn. They've got all their fall decorating, their mums and their winter flowers.
Right.
And
pansies galore.
Pansies, yes, all those things that we need to dress up our front porches or maybe our patios. And so they also just got in their fall pumpkins. Literally, Cole was sending me pictures over the weekend as they were coming in. Thousands of pumpkins are there.
Awesome.
And we've
How
actually
fun for the kids.
It actually will be, because the opportunity is come with your family, pick out your pumpkin, compliments of the Mark Hite team. Every family gets a free pumpkin, and from there you can choose your fall decorating. Cole's got a class he's going to teach, a fall decorating and landscaping at
nice.
10:30. So you can get some information, get your pumpkin, get some ideas. You know, now is the time you need to be working on your yard.
Absolutely. You want to get all that ground tilled and time to be planting your shrubbery and all that type of thing. And the weather, aren't you glad it's this weekend and not last weekend?
Wow, did we get lucky. But you know, the Local 3 weather told us it was going to be that way.
You planned it that way,
yeah,
huh?
You know, just listen to your local meteorologist.
You know, it's funny how quickly you can forget things. One of my daughters was saying the other day, remember the year when it was so hard to find a pumpkin? And it was just like 2 or 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
But you don't want to take it for granted that you can just always go get a pumpkin.
No, and that was Cole had sent me pictures back in the summer. He was up in Michigan shopping to place the orders with the pumpkin farming and actually getting to pick out the fields that hit the pumpkins that were coming to Chattanooga were from.
That's
and
interesting.
It was, and they have had a good harvest year because they had rain, unlike other parts of our country. So it is a good fall harvest of pumpkins.
And that's interesting to hear the story that he was the one to go and say, okay, I like these, I'll take them.
Yes.
His eyes were on it.
Handpicked.
Handpicked. Okay, you are obviously going to be there with Lily, your
Yes.
dog. If people, and the radio stations are going to be there, right? You're doing a
Sunny
live remote?
92.3 will be there. We'll have a live remote.
Okay, so if people are there and they run into you, can they talk to you about the housing market?
Of course.
It's not a day off for you?
It's not a day off. Just like we were talking to your last guest, I talk about real estate morning, noon, and night, and advice is free. And at the same time, in a changing market, you know, I've got a little bit of a crystal ball because I can see what pending sales look like, and I very closely track the trajectory of pricing.
Right.
And so, yeah, you want to talk to a local expert.
Well, I'll tell you what, I will ask you this. When you are looking at what helps a house to sell, a good yard does, doesn't it?
You know, Julie, you get one chance to make a good first impression, and that is the front yard, front porch, and front door. If you think about it, that is the introduction. If those are well maintained, or if those are neglected, it sets an expectation of what you're going to find behind the door, in the crawl space, and everywhere else.
And then a lot of people right now are in the position where they've recently purchased a house, or people who were affected by the tornado 2 years ago are still having to deal with how they're going to re-landscape their yard because their trees are gone. Now they have to have sun plants, not shade plants. This is a great opportunity for them to come and learn.
It really is, and it all starts with local. You can do a lot online. But to get an actual expert, and you know, Cole Webster, the barn was very generous and donated all the landscaping for some houses. So we're living home that I volunteer for.
Nice.
And he came in and laid it out to your very point. This is a shade area, so he got the hydrangeas that needed that, and then full sun for the roses. And so those kind of thought processes, and the barn actually does those consultations.
Right.
This is a barn commercial, Julie. But yeah, local matters, and I think having a local gardening expert.
Can they pet Lily?
Lily is very friendly.
Okay.
She's been going to work with me since she was 8 weeks old. And so, yes, Lily has quite a personality.
Okay, so maybe, but she is her own little person,
Yes.
and she might get overwhelmed. Little dogs can do that sometimes.
Yes, they can.
So at least just ask Mark before you come. Y'all are not going to be decorating pumpkins or anything like that, are
No,
you?
you know, we planned that and tried to work it into the schedule, but it's an efficient schedule, and we've already had over 100 people register saying they're coming. So we want to make sure that we've got the manpower to support all the folks that are coming out,
Okay.
so we can get them in efficiently, get their pumpkins, and so that they can get on about their busy day.
All right, it's the first day of fall today. May as well have fun this weekend, ushering the season in by going to the barn nursery. You'll have a chance to see Mark and Lily, and the pumpkins galore, all handpicked by the Websters up in Michigan and other parts of the country. Great to see you, Mark.
Likewise.
Thanks for the community involvement. Always a pleasure.